As I'm reflecting on all the experiments I've been doing when it comes to any of these fruit-based diets, I'm realizing it's actually really easy to slip out of the habits that made it really easy for you to be lean to begin with, or just healthy in general. Of course, I've mentioned this in one of the other videos, but the reason I'm trying this out or experimenting is one, for the fun of it, and two, as a challenge to get myself to maybe improve over time. It's not something that I'm trying to check out each of these diets and see what happens and see if one of them sticks. You don't make any big improvements or any kind of big habit changes unless you try something out and then try it again. And then eventually one becomes two and two becomes four, and eventually you've made that change, but that's after you've trialed it for a while. So basically, I'd like to discuss what it is that got me lean every time in my life. These are the habits that I had. Keep breakfast and lunch the same. And this can look different for everybody. What I mean by that is you don't want to have decision fatigue when it comes to your first couple meals of the day, because if you keep everything consistent, it's easier to stick with the habit. Usually that also means whatever you're doing is sustainable. So find something that works for you and keep doing it. You don't need to be going out there and doing what I'm doing right now, which is just changing things up constantly. If you want to try and do something new every once in a while, go ahead and do it, but make sure that you always have something to go back to that makes your life a little easier. Right now, for me, that looks like fruit first protocol. I don't know if I'll be changing how I do it as it keeps getting colder, but so far, having fruit for the first meal and lunch has been really great. And if that looks like for you having oatmeal and leftover dinner for lunch, that's a great way to stick to your plan. It's a great way to stay healthy. So don't change it to fruit if starch has been working for you. If you want to make those changes, that's why I have the fruit first protocol, but that doesn't mean you have to do it to be healthy. You want to do some volume eating. Volume eating means eating a diet that has a lot of fruits and vegetables in it. What's great about this is it's also really healthy food. And if you also need a good bulk of food to stay full, to feel satisfied when you're eating meals, this is great. This is why I have that big bed of carrots in my ice cream bowl. It makes me feel super satisfied. So try it out, try incorporating more vegetables or more fruit into your diet, and it's a great habit to have long term. If you are hungry enough to snack, then have fruit. There's no reason to believe that snacking is a bad thing, especially if you're hungry. But if you're hungry enough to eat something, make that something really healthy. Have it be fruit or have it be some vegetables. Honestly, try out some celery dipped in salsa. It's pretty good. If you're really not hungry for an apple, you might not be that hungry. You might just be itching for something indulgent. And then that's when you got to catch yourself. And then come up with a protocol or a strategy to go around that. Does that mean have a little bit of that food that you want and then eat this? Or instead of eating that right away, maybe have an apple first and then decide whether or not you want to have whatever indulgent thing you wanted to have afterwards. There's a lot of little things you can do to make sure that you put health first or put your weight loss goals first. Automate dinners. Keep the same rotation of food over and over. Once again, it gets rid of that decision fatigue. And if your family gets bored of the same meals over and over, they can cook or they can come up with a new idea. I understand it is hard being the one person who has to come up with whatever's being made for dinner every single night of every day. So if you don't already have one, think about having a list of your go-to foods for when you're feeling particularly lazy. I like to have a rotation of meals taped to the inside of my cupboard with different meal ideas for when I have no idea what to make. That way, the decision is made for me if I just consult the cupboard. Move daily. This doesn't mean you have to work out hard. It does not mean you have to run. Once again, I am a huge fan of walking. If you were to just get outside, do 20 or 30 minutes of walking, you would be doing a great thing to boost your mood and make yourself feel better about yourself. If you must, use that calendar on your phone to schedule it in so you know, hey, it's time to go now. Keep that thing consistent. Do it every single day. And if you have the time and the will to do it, try and schedule in a couple of strength sessions. That doesn't have to look intense. For me right now, because I have my running or race goals, I had to sprinkle in some running days. So it's a little bit of the opposite for me. I had to throw in running days, and I had to think about how to mindfully keep my strength up while doing so. So it looks like for me, 2 days a week where I'm doing some resistance training, mostly body weight, because if I make it any harder than that, I probably won't do it. It's like, what's the minimum effective dose to get myself to actually follow through? And the key to it all is just making a plan. If you must, write it all down, write everything down, including what you're having that day for food and what you're doing for movement. Write down your plan and just follow through. If it feels too hard, then figure out what you need to adjust so it's sustainable. That's always been the whole message here. Find whatever's sustainable for you and stay consistent. This is how you stay lean year round.